I'm honored to address the International Council of Jewish Women and to welcome the Council's 16th conference in Athens for the first time. I'm very impressed of your wide range of global involvement and more by your strong ambition and enthusiasm to prepare for the future. Having the privilege of acting for more than a whole century on an international level and reflecting on the nature of the organization, it is clearly the right way to address our changing and challenging reality. The ICJW's goals, both of terms of the UN and the EU, reflect the state of Israel's agenda on these levels: women's empowerment, gender equality, combating anti-Semitism and xenophobia, standing against BDS, and promoting education are among those issues. In fact, especially Israel's agenda in the multilateral arena is based on the following 4 pillars: striving for equal treatment in the United Nations and the elimination of inherent bias against Israel, promoting human rights with an emphasis on gender equality and the empowerment of women, rights of people with disabilities, and rights of the LGBT community, contributing to the global agenda for sustainable development, and Israel as a leading country in innovation and entrepreneurship for development in the global arena. Moving on to the Greek-Israeli relations, I would like to share with you our views on our excellent bilateral ties with Greece, as well as the regional cooperation schemes like the Trilateral Israel has with Greece and Cyprus, and recently the 3+1 with the USA. The cooperation between the two states is at its best level in 30 years, since we upgraded our bilateral relations to a level of embassies back in 1990, during the time, actually, when the father of the current Prime Minister was the Prime Minister in Greece. As my ambassador mentioned recently, the two countries share history, tradition, and certain national historic experiences. We are Mediterranean peoples, ancient civilizations, but also modern countries with our dreams and expectations. It is important to emphasize that our two countries are anchors of democracy in the Eastern Mediterranean. Therefore, there are many opportunities for joint projects. During the visit of our Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Israel Katz, to Athens last week, he and his Greek counterpart, Mr. Nikos Dandias, discussed the deepening of our bilateral strategic cooperation with an emphasis on defense, energy, and innovation. The two ministers discussed as well developments in our region. The main challenge and biggest strategic threat we are facing is Iran. Iran is a threat not only to Israel, but also to Greece and the entire world. At the same time, we are closely following regional developments, and particularly the situation in Syria. The stability of Syria is utmost importance of our northern frontier. Our concerns in Syria are mostly the Iranian deployment there and Iranian efforts to reach the Mediterranean via Syria and Lebanon. We all know Iran's rhetoric and aspirations. We have been also clear on recent Turkish activities that do not contribute to peace and stability in the region. Dear ICJW members, at the same time we have the trilateral cooperation between Greece, Israel, and Cyprus, as well as between Greece, Cyprus, and Egypt, that became cornerstones for regional policy and security in the Eastern Mediterranean and pillars of regional stability. The Trilateral has wonderful dimensions of cooperation on the level of people-to-people and diaspora cooperation. Many meetings have taken place between the 3 parties that include relations with the Jewish and Hellenic diaspora from United States. There's definitely room for more, and here is where you can contribute on the topics that are high on our agenda. Until now, we have had 5 summits of heads of states since 2016. The issues that were discussed are mutual political and strategic topics and projects such as security cooperation, the East Med gas pipeline, which is also with Italy, the electricity cable known as the Euro-Asia Interconnector, green energy, diaspora affairs, Holocaust education, counterterrorism, health, search and rescue, tourism, religion, education, innovation, youth and academic exchanges, environment, parliament, trade, economics, and much more. The 3+1, actually the sky is the limit with the topics we have on the agenda, and we are the tiny embassy where only 2 political diplomats are handling this with our counterparts in Nicosia. The 3+1 began in March 2019. During the summit we had in Jerusalem with the US Secretary of State, Mr. Mike Pompeo. It's a very interesting process. We're now sharing some ideas about how to work this out, because it is a trilateral plus the US. We're looking for areas where there is an added value from the US participation. I should also add that there are encouraging signs in Greece. It was referred to that yesterday by Mr. Eliezer and the Minister in the effort of combating anti-Semitism. The General Secretariat of Religion of the Greek Ministry of Education adopted IRA's working definition of anti-Semitism last year. The Greek Ministry of Education signed an agreement in 2017 for training workshops at Yad Vashem for Greek teachers, educators, and clergy to learn more about how to teach the Holocaust in Greek schools. More than 120 teachers until now have participated in this program. There have been publications also, such as the recent documentation by the former Ministry of Digital Policy, edited by Mr. Pilichos, providing a unique collection of testimonies from Greek Holocaust survivors. There has been more effective enforcement as well of existing criminal laws and harsh condemnation of anti-Semitic incidents by political leaders and the church. Among them was the one that was referred yesterday about it. It was the Ministers of Education who recently strongly expressed her comment to fight against any act of extremism, hate and anti-Semitism following the attack against the synagogue in Halle in Germany. I think it's good to point that till now 355 courageous Greeks have received Yad Vashem's prestige Righteous Among the Nations titles for rescuing their Jewish compatriots during the dark times of the Holocaust. I'd like to sum up with this introduction of what is on the agenda right now in order to allow a productive discussion with you. But yet, please allow me, I want to share with you that the Israeli diplomatic team is a gender equal one. Actually, until recently we were a team of women with the previous ambassador who left after 5 years, excellent 5 years here in Greece. And we have a unique ethnic combination of Israeli society. We're lucky to have an excellent team that was awarded twice in the last 5 years as the excellent team of all embassies, Israeli embassies around the world, in order to lead this ship forward to new horizons. I hope that your visit to Greece and your discussions and meetings in Athens will enlighten you and renew your ideas and goals. Thank you.